Have you ever been shopping at the Barstool Sports online store and didn't want to break the bank when checking out? Now, thanks to Sezzle, you can buy now and pay later when you are shopping for your favorite merch. That's right. Sezzle allows you to get what you want today while paying for it in 4 interest-free payments over 6 weeks. Their app makes shopping a breeze and is available in 34,000 stores across the United States and Canada. Sign up today and check out when you're shopping at store.barstoolsports.com and pay later with Sezzle.
This is State of Emergency. Let's go get 'em, Chuck.
What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhiann Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. The Bachelorette is back, and we will be getting into all of that. But first, we must cover the biggest news of the week. Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian are engaged.
Yeah, we have to really dive into everything that's going on. We don't have the Friday episode, so we're jamming a ton into this. Not only do we have engagement talk, we're going to have our first recap of Bachelorette with Trent, because of course he is not sitting here right now. Normally we start our Wednesday episodes with him. And Michelle herself is on this episode, getting her thoughts before her season starts. And boy, my brain has yet to really process that we are starting another season of The Bachelorette. But I'm excited, ready for it. But what really took us all by surprise was that engagement. Let's break down all the details. But first, we got to just talk quickly about a little Daily Harvest. Daily Harvest has been an absolute lifesaver for me recently with the tour. We're on the go. We're moving around that I just don't have time to go to the grocery store, keep food in the house. I need stuff ready to go, quick, easy. That's why Daily Harvest is so amazing. It's delicious. Harvest bowls, flatbread, smoothies, and more. All built on organic fruits and vegetables. It's sent right to your door. It takes minutes to prepare. They never use preservatives, added sugar, artificial, anything. My personal, Daily Harvest, I love the smoothies in the morning. I love the flatbreads. Their artichoke and spinach flatbread is so good. It's a perfect comfort food meal now that it's getting a little colder out. The Harvest bowls are hearty and great and delicious. Daily Harvest is also all about preserving and protecting the earth for current and future generations to come. From their recyclable and compostable packaging to investing in organic farming practices and reducing food waste, they believe in leaving the earth a better place than they found it. Daily Harvest is delicious food all built on whole organic fruits and vegetables that conveniently stays fresh in your freezer so it's ready when you are. It's the whole package, guys. Like I said, pull open the freezer, pull it out. I got a meal in minutes. It's that easy. So enjoy this time of year even more like I do with Daily Harvest. Go to dailyharvest.com/chicks to get up to $40 off your first box. That's dailyharvest.com/chicks for up to $40 off your first box. dailyharvest.com/chicks. Kourtney and Travis took me by surprise. Majorly by surprise.
I was also surprised just because if you've watched the Kardashians for as long as it's gone back, you would know that Kourtney Kardashian always talked about not really wanting to get married. It was always a whole thing. But they really seem in love, and it really just took everyone by storm on Sunday night. Everyone was shocked. Everyone was seeing it. A lot of people that were there witnessing it. So friends of friends.
Yep.
We're reaching out to everyone all across the internet being like, oh, this person's watching a celebrity couple get engaged. Oh my God, it's Travis and Kourtney. Beautiful it looked. A job well done by Travis Barker. Just didn't like his shirt, but otherwise beautiful.
Wait, so if you were at Nobu, you would just see it?
So it actually didn't happen at Nobu.
No, it was not Nobu. That was the initial text that went around. My friend Lauren sent this group chat. Whose group chat it was, I have no idea. It was something that I think was screenshotted and sent to every human being within 20 minutes of it happening, because Dumois had the same thing. I think it just went rapid very quickly. They were at I think it was the Miramar in Montecito.
Yeah.
So that's where they were. But yes, like you said, Rhea, was hotel goers were just there being like, oh, look, a proposal. Oh my God, it's Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian. And it was funny though, because like you said, shirt wise, not a great shirt. for a beach proposal, boy, did they look like they weren't supposed to be on the beach.
It looked Halloween-esque, the two of them, but I love it. It's just their vibe.
They're
Like,
dedicated to the brand.
That's just who they are, and it's working for them, and the whole thing looked beautiful. They looked so madly in love. It did seem like cameras were filming for their new Hulu show, which I think is awesome. You know, you see some of the Barker kids posting up, like,
they looked so
they're
happy.
all there, and it just is one big happy family, and I can't wait to see how it goes. Like, I can't wait to see the wedding in the future. Kourtney Kardashian is getting married. We thought this day would never come because she always talked about how she didn't want to get married.
Yeah. It's crazy too that now we are going to see so much of Travis's family, right? Like I think at first it felt, oh, the show's coming to an end. Oh, they're doing a Hulu show. What's that going to look like? How serious are Kourtney and Travis? But now it's like, okay, they filmed their lives. They're about to be a part of the family, and we know how the characters of the friends and extended family become so important to the show. And so we're going to see all of them. Travis's kids seem like they love Kourtney. Their mother doesn't seem pleased, but not
What are you
shocking.
gonna
It was
do?
just like one Instagram story was like, yeah, of course. But I truly was taken off guard, and this happened in the middle of the Jonas Brothers concert where I was like, okay, there is far too much going on for me right now to process that this actually is happening. But yeah, like you said, it seemed like the whole family was there. Everybody was posting. You could see the cameras in the background for some of the shots, the roses, I guess in the roses, there's like a T, like they combined like the T and a K together. Travis Kourtney. It's just the ring, stunning,
Beautiful.
shocker, ginormous. It's a very celebrity ring. Like it is very Hailey Bieber-esque, Blake Lively-esque, like the big giant oval diamond with the delicate bands.
That looks good everywhere.
It's
that just looks good on everyone.
It's classic and stunning, and you could tell everyone loved it. And I feel like Kourtney definitely, this is the first time she has gotten engaged. I think it's because with Scott and everything, it's like people forget that she really has never been engaged before. This is the first time
does
that
that
all
mean?
these things are happening.
They didn't get engaged.
Scott and Kourtney were never engaged.
What?
That is, Scott and Kourtney were never
were
engaged.
never married.
No.
No.
Oh, I had no idea.
No.
They were
no.
never married.
No.
And Kourtney didn't want to marry Scott
Yeah.
because he was all over the place.
Yeah. So that's why it's crazy. Like, she is getting this fairy tale engagement dream and 3 kids. She's 42. Like, it's awesome. And I hope I'm assuming she's so happy, but it really has also happened so quick. Were you skeptical about these two, or was it me? I forget early on.
I'm more skeptical about MGK and Megan Fox.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still skeptical
Yeah.
about those two. But Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian, I feel like, I don't know, they were friends for a while,
Yeah.
and then they fell in love.
Poosh was already all over it. Like hours afterwards, there was a post that was like, "Why friends are the best long-term lovers." Like with the pictures of of their hands holding their hand holding, of course. But you got to capitalize on those moments. There are some rumors that they got engaged in Vegas not that long ago, and then this was like
The real,
the
shebang.
on-camera
Yeah.
engagement, which I could believe. Like, I could see, just from the way that Kourtney has been with the show in recent years, I could see her maybe being like, let's do something sneaky, and then we'll have some big thing for the on-show engagement. Because, I mean, that Poosh post came pretty fast. Like, I know they move fast, but
I'm sure she knew.
yeah. You're right. They definitely did. I would think they knew. All the kids, like I said, one big happy family. Like, you could have a show that's just Kourtney and Travis now and their kids. Like, they don't even.
I don't
need
even want them to do that, though. I want them to
Kravis show.
live off of the TV and just be happy together. Kourtney Kardashian, Barker.
They
Yeah.
all go to the same high school, all the kids.
Yeah, just let them be
Yeah.
off the screen, even though it would be fun. Just like, I just feel like, keep that off.
They're not going to.
I know, no. They'll have it in the show, but don't get a spinoff. I don't want them to have a spinoff.
Yeah, I wonder, because sometimes you think Travis would be so anti that, but he has had
When has
reality
a
shows in the
spinoff
past.
really, really worked for one of these couples? Chloe and Lamar, nope. Kristen and Jay, nope.
But I think this one.
Nick and Jessica, nope.
Nick and Jessica was their own show.
Yeah, well, their
No,
own
no,
show.
I know.
Couples having their own show.
Couples having their own show. When does that ever work?
Yeah, name me one show about a couple or about a family. John and K+8.
That ended terribly. They were
Divorced.
But that was on. No, I'm just saying. But that was like great TV. Like
No, but
she's talking about like
they're good TV episodes,
yeah.
but the couples don't last.
It's good TV. She's saying that you don't make it out of these shows.
Oh yeah. But
Come on.
Do you think they're gonna last forever? Come on.
I think there's a strong chance with Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian. He seems like a stand-up guy.
Now I'm just trying to think of couples reality shows. Hank Baskin and who was the play bunny? What was her name?
Holly?
No, not Holly. Kendra.
They're together?
They had one that also ended terribly.
Okay. All right.
No,
So
I
saw the pattern
I'm just
here.
thinking of shows like couples that have had shows on E. And I do think they are going to last, Noah. I don't think they would be proposing, and I don't think Kourtney would be actually getting married. Like Rhea said, she has been pretty open about being skeptical about getting married. She's 42. Like,
Is there any chance Scott Disick would go to the wedding? At all?
Yes.
You think?
No. I don't think so.
Well, I think if he wants to support for the family, but I don't even
He's
know
also
if
just
she'd
like, I
want
feel
him
like
there.
he's equally
No.
like a family friend on top of like her ex, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's best friends. Like they're his best friends. Like him and Chloe
Yeah.
are extremely
And like
close.
Kris Jenner.
And no, they'll always be a part. He'll always be a part of the family and be involved. But Kourtney doesn't want him at her wedding, and he doesn't want to be at Kourtney's wedding. That's like,
Yeah,
you
that
can only
sounds
put on a
miserable.
happy face for so long.
Imagine
They're gonna have to do
Travis
it.
fucking
Travis
miserable.
and Eunice just like
They're
in the
gonna have
back.
to do it for the show and stuff. And I'm sure he'll be involved in that. But of course, not shocking. The E articles and rumors is like Scott's not doing well right now. This is not like he saw it coming, but still really sad about it. And yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. It's just
we can't play the woe is me party with Scott Disick for so long. Like,
no.
at
You
the
can
end of
feel
the day,
bad for him, but it was his fault.
yeah, like you just got to be happy for Kourtney and Travis,
Yeah.
and let Kourtney be happy. Like, you
Yep.
can't just keep being like, Kourtney, you need to be with Scott. Like,
No. That ship officially sailed Sunday night. Like when that ring was on her finger, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
this is. And sadly, that's probably how Scott felt too. At the back of his mind, you always think like
The
there could be a
engagement's
chance, but once you're going full engagement proposal,
unless he stands up during the wedding and
all right, Noah,
enough out of you.
enough. Shush. he won't be there. I definitely will not be there. But yeah, I still feel sad for him. I do. I can't lie. I still feel sad. Still feel sad for him. But he put himself in that position. So that's. And Kourtney and Travis, boy do they seem happy. And you're right. It all happens fast. But when you're friends for so long, it's just meant to be. We have an awesome interview with Michelle, the Bachelorette herself. We're going to get right into it, but guys, just want to let you all know that GNC has some amazing new popular flavors and proteins and pre-workout. You got to try them out for yourself. We have them in the office. We have them on our desk. GNC has all the fun seasonal flavors of indulgent protein, snacks, and bars that you'll crave. GNC offers a variety of products that will kick your taste buds into full gear. Not sure what you want to try? GNC has all kinds of options and amazing flavors. You can grab a quick and delicious protein boost with the Girl Scout cookie inspired bars or the protein packed peanut butter cups. Those have been a favorite in the office. We have had those protein packed peanut butter cups on our desk. They've gone so quickly. Everybody here loves them. So if you want to try it out, This is great. You can check out GNC. You can go to your local GNC store or GNC.com to explore all the best flavors of the season. Once again, these are great protein bars, snacks, things like that. They're really great. You can go check out, walk right into a GNC, see them right there, or go to GNC.com to explore all the best flavors of the season. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest, the newest Bachelorette, Michelle Young. Welcome to the show, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk to you.
We are so excited to see you. We can't believe that we're already starting another season of The Bachelorette. It's been just kind of content overload. How are you feeling now that this is finally getting out there for everyone to see?
I mean, this past year has been such a ride, with starting on being on Matt's season to being announced as The Bachelorette to having that downtime to now my season's actually airing. It still has not really sunk in, but I'm definitely excited. I'm ready for it, as ready as one can be when they're about to watch themselves on national television. But
right,
I'm ready for the world to see these guys. I mean, I had some amazing guys on my season, and so I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we went through the bios for all the guys, and we were obviously very excited for this season.
And impressed.
Yeah, we were impressed.
Did feel like there was a lot of great guys.
Good guys. But when...
Who impressed you the most?
I don't know their name yet.
No,
names yet. I'm going to be completely honest.
No, I want to say we liked Nate, right? Like that. There was also one who was, and it's so bad because I do forget their names, but he is, he's African and he's a PhD. Maybe he has a PhD. Parents are from Ghana. Yes. Like there were just so many that we really liked, I think.
Yeah, usually when we go through the bios, we find a lot of things wrong, but this time we're like, oh, everyone seems pretty great for the most part. Yeah. Obviously, some people stood out, but when your season was announced, it was announced at the same time as Katie's, and it was like, okay, we're doing 2 Bachelorette seasons back to back. Paradise will be in the middle, so you did have a lot of downtime, I think, before your season was filmed.
Yeah.
What did you do with that downtime, knowing you are going to be the Bachelorette, knowing maybe some of the guys' names? How do you stay controlled during that time?
Like there's this animal that's supposed to come out.
Yes.
What are you asking me? No, I was teaching, so I was busy. As soon as I got back from Matt's season, I was back in the classroom. That's part of why I signed on as the Bachelorette in the summer, because I wanted to finish out the school year with my students that I started with. And so that downtime, honestly, was exactly what I needed. I was able to hit that reset button. Yeah. Matt's season was really heavy. I was dealing with a broken heart. There was a lot going on there. So for me to be able to really recharge, make sure that I'm all set, make sure that I'm in the right headspace before stepping on to find my person was incredibly important. And so I was busy. I was busy teaching. I was busy hanging out with friends and family. I have nieces and nephews. Auntie Michelle was back home. It was all wonderful things, and I definitely passed the time very well.
I think it's so great that you have such commitment to your students, and like you said, finishing out the school year and making sure you have that time with them. It's 5th grade, right? Is that right?
5th grade,
5th grade.
What
so 5th grade is just, I feel like, such an important year. And it's funny because I bet you, like, how do your students react to all of this now? Because 5th grade, they're old enough to be like, oh my God, Miss Young, she's famous now.
Yeah, and I bet their parents too are watching.
Right, parent-teacher conferences are a little different.
Yeah.
We have not had parent-teacher conferences yet school year. That is definitely going to be a hurdle that I will have to figure out as I cross it. But I mean, my students have been incredibly supportive. My parents, my family's school community has been unbelievably supportive. But I definitely do try to keep that line between Miss Young and Michelle the Bachelorette. And when we're at school, our conversations are about my students, academics, life lessons, things of that sort. It's definitely not a Q&A. We keep it limited. And as far as which kids watch, yes, I'm sure that there's some who are going to be watching. I try not to think about that. Watching me as well as my dad watching me kiss all these men.
Yeah.
Two things I can do without thinking.
You got to just block that out of your brain. But what is one thing that surprised you as the Bachelorette going into it? Like, you have assumptions about what it's going to be like. What took you by surprise?
Walking into it, I knew that it was going to be an experience, and I knew that I was going to learn a lot about myself, but I learned just how vulnerable I could be. I thought I knew that I wasn't the most vulnerable, but I felt like on Matt's season, and that kind of came out at me a little bit. I was able to figure some things out. And where I start in my vulnerability to where I end is just insanely different. And it was really cool to see that I could push myself to that level. And, if I'm asking it of the guys, if I'm asking them to pull down their walls, I need to be there pulling down my walls as well. And that's just what I did.
And where did you guys film your season? Because I know that these past few seasons we've gotten kind of used to these quarantine, bunkered down seasons, but I do think you guys got to get out a little bit more, right?
Yeah, we were like teetering in the middle. So not back traveling all over the world, but definitely moving around a little bit. We're not all stuck in one place. It's like this traveling bubble. And we're able to, touch down in a few different places and spots. And I think that was nice to be able to kind of get back up and moving a little bit while this whole thing takes place.
Yeah, so Kaitlyn and Tayshia are back as the hosts this season. How did they help you navigate this journey, and were you excited to find out that they were also going to host your season?
I was so incredibly excited when I found out that they were going to be there helping me through everything, just because it's such a weird position to be in, to be dating all of these other men. At the same time, you experience emotions that you typically wouldn't experience, because that's, as there are all these realistic activities and situations that you're in, dating 30 guys at the same time is pretty bizarre. And so they were there with me to kind of help me navigate through those feelings, to give me clarity, to give me advice, to make me feel validated when I was just like, this is not normal. This is uncomfortable. I don't know how to handle this. They were right there with me. They were all feelings that they had experienced themselves. And I am so grateful that I had my girls by my side while I went through this.
Yeah, that must have been a big help. And that's why when Tayshia and Kaitlyn were announced, we thought it was great, because you would have two women that actually know how you're feeling. Like, they've both been in that position before, so they can guide you through that. Now that it's all said and done and you did date the 30 men, what can you say helped you, separate each guy in your head? Because there's obviously so many and so many thoughts swirling around. It could probably get so confusing. How do you separate it all?
All I will say about that one is teaching came in hand. Like, my teaching background, you have however many students walk in at the beginning of the school year, they're all so different and unique. I have to learn all their names. You need to know as much as you can about them, and you have to remember it so that you can teach them accordingly. And so walking into this situation with these guys, all these different guys, it took me a minute to memorize everybody's names, but as far as really truly listening when they were speaking to me and really being present and remembering who they are, what they stand for, what they're looking for, that was something that was kind of common, I would say, something that I was kind of used to, which was helpful.
I didn't even think about the teacher connection there. Yeah. And that's really got to be a big help, because we always talk about it each season, remembering all these names, but that's something you have to do every year.
Exactly. Over and over again. Year after year.
And, sometimes there are men in their 20s who do act like fifth graders. So it's there, there could be some comparisons.
100%, really fifth graders are wonderful. I think every fifth grade teacher has this period of time in the year where you walk into your room and you realize, my students have hit puberty, like the ripeness, the smell of the room, the acting, all of it, and we embrace all of it for sure. But kids will be kids, and so with being the Bachelorette, I definitely was able to pick out when somebody was being dishonest.
Yeah, that's definitely a good trait to have. So we know basketball has been a huge part of your life, and it feels like from the trailer and the content that we've gotten so far, we're going to see a lot of basketball this season. Did that get old at all? Or is that just kind of like how you feel? Everybody is like, Michelle, basketball.
I mean, basketball is definitely one part of who I am, and growing up going to different sports activities, playing sports is a huge thing in my family. I think, we really wanted to bring who I was to the table. So you're going to see basketball, you're going to see Miss Young, come into that. You're going to see other activities. You're going to see my goofy side. Just all these different sides to Michelle really do come to the forefront. And, basketball is a big one. So there you have it.
What is also, I think I'm going to use the word endearing maybe about this season for you is I just think that we get so many contestants on this show who, absolutely, like, everybody does it, but afterwards you see a lot of them. They're on Instagram, they're out, they're at all these events and everything. And after Matt's season, it felt like, we didn't see as much of you as some of the other girls and doing a lot of stuff. But I feel like a lot of that has to do with the fact that you've only had Instagram for like a year. How do you navigate now? You have over 500,000 followers and you have 12 posts.
I'm very tech savvy at school. I was just talking to someone about this. I'm very tech savvy at school and in the classroom. And yes, I could figure Instagram out, but it's just not.
You got to get somebody to run it.
It's not, but I want, you know what I mean? I want it to be me. I want it to be me putting it out there. And honestly, the reason why I haven't posted so much is because I have been in the classroom teaching, and it's been my focus. And so I have bumped into people and they're like, well, why don't you post? And I'm like, too busy changing the world. Yeah.
So you're still teaching to this day?
Yeah, I literally finished filming on a Friday. I flew home on Saturday, and on Monday I was back in the classroom teaching.
Wow. You got a sub in today?
Yes, there was a guest teacher in Miss Young's classroom.
Oh man, it is really crazy.
That's unbelievable.
The Instagram stuff, it's wild, and I do think it was one of the reasons why so many people did fall in love with you so quickly on Matt's season, because it was like, she's not even on Instagram. Like, what is she doing on this show? Actually looking for love?
How did you get on to Matt's season?
I was nominated. I have no idea who I was nominated by, still to this day.
That's crazy.
My friends, nobody has come forward. They're telling the truth. So I keep saying, if you nominated me, raise your hand, stand up, thank you. I have no idea, but one day I got a call. The rest is history.
Wow, that's crazy.
So from those girls, who would you say have you stayed in contact with the most? Because I know you just said it was a very heavy season, but those girls really do all seem pretty united, and we see them out all the time. And who have you tried to stay in contact with?
I'm really close to so many of them.
Yeah.
Serena P, Bree, Ryan Claytor, she was my girl. She was my roomie, and throughout that whole situation. And we're just a very tight group. We talk every day, super supportive. For me, I talk to Katie, the list goes on. I'm in, good conversation and standing with everybody. I'm more of a face-to-face or text. And so there's been times where people are like, well, how come you don't comment on this person's post and this person's post? And I'm like, I never really thought about that, but if I see Katie or Bree or somebody post a picture on Instagram, I legitimately screenshot it. I go to my text messages and I send it, and I'm like, you look fire, and I'm hyping them up in text message. But it's so funny that I forget, in the world of social media, everyone pays attention. Are you commenting? Are you not commenting? Mm-hmm. Are you liking? And I'm like, oh, 100%, I'm hyping everybody up. But I'm doing it, over FaceTime or phone call or like a text message where it's more personal. I feel like, I don't know, old soul.
People miss out on that. They think that like if you don't comment something or like something, that means you're not even talking to them behind the scenes. Like it is kind of a weird thing that people, they probably do it too to their friends, but they're just thinking that because everyone kind of works in that space that you should be doing it. But I kind of enjoy the fact that you're just like not really an Instagram person.
I got things to do.
Yeah, you gotta teach.
It's great. Now, so a bunch of those ladies were on this past season of Paradise. Did you watch?
I did watch.
Okay. What are our thoughts? I know Serena, you said, is one of your closest girls, and we are absolutely Joe and Serena stans on this
Big
podcast.
stans.
How do we feel? And have you met Joe?
I've not met Joe in person. Been on many FaceTimes with Joe and Serena. I'm so excited for them. I'm so happy about it. I mean, just going into it, Joe's exactly to achieve the type of person she was looking for and that we talked about and wanted for her. And so it's been amazing to watch their whole entire story unfold. And she's been such a big support already as well. So, yeah, I mean, hey, they're on the right path.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, we love it.
That's what I want. Yep.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. Now, when everybody hears this, this will be out tomorrow, Wednesday, so everyone will have watched your night one and experienced that with you. What was the most shocking part of night one for you?
What was the most shocking part? Oh gosh, all of it. I think with how nervous I was, I did not expect to be that nervous. I thought I was good, like, pre-game nerves, but no, I was incredibly nervous, whether it showed or not. The commitment to these men coming through and the first impressions that they made showing up, like there was some mad creativity. There was some really good creative arrivals. And then, there's some drama.
Yeah.
That did with Ryan and everything. That's something that definitely caught me off guard and didn't expect to be dealing with that so soon.
I will say, and I don't want to toot our own horns a little bit, but we did go through the bios and we immediately circled Ryan. Immediately.
It was the spreadsheets.
Yeah. Sometimes we think that the people who write the bios, they leave us little Easter eggs, so we really analyzed all of them.
Specifically for us.
There was just one sentence in Ryan's that was like, he loves spreadsheets. And we were like, this is the guy.
I was like, I said, I see it in his eyes.
Exactly. We're like, who loves spreadsheets? It's got to be this guy.
And I see it in his eyes. Like, this guy loves spreadsheets too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, who would have thought spreadsheets would be a red flag?
Yeah, I know.
mean,
normally,
I don't love spreadsheets.
I know. Normally, I do like a guy who is organized, but sometimes spreadsheets maybe take it a little too far.
It was the way that it was written. Like, love spreadsheets. It's like, all right, you can like a spreadsheet, you like to be organized, but that's like in your bio.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone's limo entrances like totally fall flat?
Throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah. Or you can tell us was there anyone that really like you were like, I can't believe this happened?
Not necessarily I can't believe. Like, I will say Peter's entrance was loud. I mean, I can't remember who had just come through. Someone had just come through. Like, I was relaxed. I was getting in the groove, And then Peter pulls up and he yelled, like, he brought the energy. He brought the pizza. He flipped the pizza up. That it was supposed to stay circular and it just exploded in the air. But it definitely made me laugh. So, hey, it wasn't a complete fail.
Right. Laughter, I think, is the way to go for a limo entrance.
Even if it falls flat.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to at least get some laughs, I would say. So I know that we're at the beginning of this journey, so there's not a lot you can share with us. We have to watch like everybody else. But every time we have a bachelor or bachelorette on before their season starts, we have to ask them, your season has ended. How do you feel now that it's over?
Oh, how do I feel? I mean, I did my best to just stay in the moment the entire time because there's moments where you're exhausted. There's moments where you are incredibly happy and on this high. There's moments where you're homesick and you miss your loved ones and you're not, talking with them every day. And life's not normal, but it's such an experience. And I wanted to make sure that when I got to the end of it, I know that I fully enjoyed the experience and lived in the moment and was present. And so coming out of it now, the fact that it's going to replay, like I know that filming piece, I know that time piece is over, and I was sad for it to end, but then at the same time, now it's this exciting moment of getting to watch it back, which is exciting, which is nerve-wracking and terrifying all at the same time. But I'm in a good headspace. So I'm doing well.
Are you going to watch every episode? I know some people sometimes don't watch all their episodes.
I know there are people who don't watch it, but I would say yes. I want to know what's going on. Like, I want to know what's on the screen. Even if it makes me uncomfortable, if it's out there, it's like, okay, I kind of want to,
Yeah, you want to know what's going on.
Yeah. Now, as far as like reading comment sections and stuff, I've been told to stay out of that.
Yeah. Don't do that.
So, people can be mean.
Yeah.
People can be really mean behind their computer.
And well, you're barely on Instagram, so that's where sometimes the worst of it is. So if you say right, and then of course,
you're gonna have to find me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, but it's been crazy, but we're so excited to watch your season. We can't wait to jump into it and see everything unfold on ABC. You guys know when and where to watch. Sometimes we plug a show.
Talking about this, you're just saying this like you're a news anchor.
Well, I was gonna plug the show, and then it's like, oh, The Bachelorette on Tuesday nights, 8:00 on ABC. Everybody knows that. But
some people still think it's Monday.
That is true.
Yeah, very
that
important.
is true.
It is Tuesdays.
Some people still think it's Monday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday nights on ABC, and we are all along for the ride and can't wait to watch your season. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us, and we are so excited to watch.
Thank you for having me. I love talking to you both.
A little change up for our recap. We have Kelly and Trent today, just recapping with me. No Rhea for the recap, even though we had her at the beginning of the episode, but we are going to get into our full night one recap. Just gotta say first, these guys, it's a lot of dudes in one place, 30 guys. You gotta hope that they are keeping themselves clean and groomed and taking care of themselves. We have an amazing product. We hope all the men in your lives are using them. Rhea talks about her dad having it. I recommend it to all my guy friends. Really, you want to make sure that you are clean, and especially down there, you're just keeping it neat. Nothing overgrown, nothing crazy. It's time to end the days of when you're trying to shave, it's crazy. You're cut, there's blood, it's just nuts. And we're close to Halloween. It's like a horror movie. That's why Manscaped has the perfect package. The below-the-waist grooming leaders have a 4th-generation performance package. Inside, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, liquid formulations, and 2 free gifts. So that Weed Whacker is great nose and ear hair trimmer, essential product. You guys got to recommend the Manscaped products to all your friends. They also have the deodorant. It's great. Like I said, all their Manscaped products, recommend them to your friends, your boyfriends, your dads, whoever it is. Who cares? Your brothers, anybody. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code CHICKS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com with code CHICKS. All right, everyone, you just listened to our interview with Michelle. Now we are going to recap the full night one episode. A little bit of a shift. I know you've been listening to Rhea and I this entire episode, and now all of a sudden Rhea's not here anymore. She could not record with us tonight for the recap after we watched night one. So we have myself, we have Trent, and we have Kelly Keegs to recap night one in studio after we just finished watching and doing Cutting Stems. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Fran. Good to be here.
Thank you all for joining me.
I'm happy to be here
with Trent also here, so
Yep.
it's not like a massive disappointment. Like, because whenever Trent's not and I fill in for Trent with you girls, it's people are like, oh, love you, but like it's constant. So I'm thrilled that at least Trent is here.
When Trent isn't here and it is just Rhea and I, we also get that same reaction.
I've been seeing that
as well.
Trent's, I don't know.
No.
He's way more popular than
No,
you. No offense. Way more popular.
No, everybody's great.
We're actually thinking about rebranding our tour to Trent and the Chicks.
Trent and the Chicks. It might have to be that. It might have to be
Nope.
that. The show isn't
Nope.
complete without
This
you.
is Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran. Everybody's great.
And sometimes Trent. No.
And sometimes me.
and sometimes Trent. And when all else fails, I'm here too.
Yeah. All right, guys. Night
It's a long
one.
title.
Yeah, it is.
A very long title. Night one. Michelle is our new bachelorette. From the interview, which you guys have not heard, but it was fantastic.
No,
in that
but I
think
can't wait
that
to listen to it.
She is. She's just really sweet. Feels really down to earth. Like, makes me feel like this is someone who purely is hoping to find an actual connection on this show. She's not huge on social media. She's not pushing anything. She loves teaching. We saw that from the beginning. Her cute parents growing up and just having like them as an example. What did her mom said something so cute and now I forget what it was.
Oh,
About
your
her dad.
father is the kindest man I've
Yeah,
ever met.
it was just
something.
something
They were
Precious.
It
perfect.
was really sweet.
Precious
really,
is the
really
right word.
sweet.
They really were sweet, and I liked too that the introduction to them is them all just like sitting down on the back patio,
Yeah.
having a little meal, like grilling up some
I
whatever
know.
you're grilling
Just
on
a
the
little
grill.
crudité, a little meat
Yeah,
and cheese.
seemed yum.
I know.
It seemed
I might be hungry.
It seemed very wholesome. Yeah. Are you
I
starving?
might be hungry right now.
It seemed very wholesome. It seemed very sweet, and it seemed like a good reflection of who Michelle is. We've been saying this the whole time. She seems the most normal out of everybody that's really ever been a lead on the show. She seems like she's level-headed. She's in it for the right reasons. She comes from a really nice family. You know,
Yeah.
well, it's a good reflection.
But I really, before tonight, I really don't know a ton about her.
Yeah.
We've known that she was going to be Bachelorette for months and months and months. And like you said, Fran, she's not active on social media, really.
Yeah.
That's usually where we learn the most about these people. And instead, she's just kind of a blank slate. And I think she did great tonight. And there is a lot of talk about her being she is normal. And sometimes that can be, translated as boring. But I don't think she's going to be boring.
No.
I think after tonight, after the stuff with Ryan, which I know we're going to get into, like she is going to cut things off as soon as they start to get too crazy. So I think I thought tonight she was great. I think she's
Right.
going to be a great Bachelorette.
She does seem very level-headed. She has to deal with fifth graders every day. So
Yeah.
when
That's a good point.
fifth graders is a tough age.
I think we said that a while back when she was on Matt's season, just like how level-headed she
Yeah,
was in general.
absolutely.
And I think you made that exact point. You're like, well, she's a teacher. She has to
Yeah.
have patience. She has to be, quick in her responses, but also thoughtful in her responses, which I think she is very good
Yeah.
at.
So we're at the Indian Wells Hotel in Palm Springs. This is our location for the start of this season. They are going to be moving around a little bit. It's not a full bubble. So that's great.
I'm excited for that.
Gonna
That's
see
going to
some
be fantastic.
Yeah, that's the first time that's happened.
I've kind of
in
been
3
hating
seasons
the
now.
thing. I think that hating the how they have to stay at the same place and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Because all those like trips abroad were just. I feel like the most drama always happened when they were abroad.
Yeah.
Like it was always like the no rules, everything's off, whatever. Everybody's kind of outside of their comfort zone. So I look forward to that.
And they got better at the quarantine season as they went along. Like the first one was the La Quinta, and that was, I think we'll look back on that forever as, I can't believe we did a season like that, where like they had to make up dates to the point where they were going on scavenger hunts and
Yes.
like haunted buildings that were just buildings with the lights off.
Exactly.
And then they got better. Like Matt James'
Yeah,
season
La
was
Quinta
at
was wild.
Yeah, La Quinta was, and then they went to Nemacolin for Matt James' season, which was beautiful. We talked a lot
Gorgeous.
about the foliage, and that seemed like a little bit more normal. But I am ready for seasons where they can travel a little bit more, because that is a big part of it, like going to just different destinations,
Yeah.
different types of dates. So I think hopefully we're finally sort of getting to that point, and I think this season will be the start of that.
I think
It'll
it
be nice.
keeps the contestants a little sane sometimes too, to not just be
For
in
sure.
the same place for the entire time, to like actually get out and travel and see other things. So
Absolutely.
we're starting in Palm Springs. Very exciting. Michelle's pumped. We got Caitlin and Tayshia back as hosts. They're getting her ready. We had a few intro packages as always. Chris we met, Nate we met, Chris G.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Sure.
think so. Sure.
Chris G.
motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, Chris G.
Spencer, I believe, was one as
Spencer.
well.
Oh, I like Spencer.
There was a few, but everyone had what seemed like fairly decent intro packages, a lot of basketball references, things like that, teaching. We're gonna see a lot of it, and just from promos, like it does feel like we're gonna see Michelle shooting a lot of hoops.
There's a lot of basketball happening.
Yeah,
a lot of
there is.
basketball. We're talking about basketball all the time. They're going to play a lot of basketball. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of like teacher situation scene.
For sure.
I said it before. I'm already sick of it. I think it's run into the ground. I think that Michelle is much more than just a teacher who likes basketball. Also,
Right.
I get that.
You know
it's-
how they
you
just
gotta do it. I
could
know.
pick the thing and then
I know they
kill
did
us
it with
with
Katie and the vibrator thing
Yep.
and sex positivity and
Yep,
whatever. They're
yep,
doing it to
yep.
Michelle. Like I know that this was going to happen, but for some reason, something about the teacher vibe, they're all making the like I'm your student sexual. And it's weird. Like it's
Yeah.
just it's bizarre. Like I get that that's like a thing, but it's also like all right, how every single guy's gonna be like, ooh, like spank me with the ruler, or like ooh,
It is a little
don't give me
strange.
bad grades.
When you
Like,
put it
it's-
that way, it's a little strange.
it was just so one after another after
Yeah.
another.
But I guess they're sort of like we are, where like we don't know a ton about her, and they're just like, all right,
Yeah.
she's a teacher who likes basketball. These are the references that we're gonna make. But yeah, it's already too much.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's already too
I
much.
agree.
Let's break down the limo entrances. First of all, Michelle looked stunning. Great dress.
Gorgeous. Oh, I loved it.
Great night one dress.
Love a sequin dress.
And the back was beautiful. Like the low back,
Yes.
stunning. She
Fit her
looks
so well.
absolutely amazing. She's really very beautiful. It goes without saying. The Bachelorette always is. But
Mm-hmm.
it was like a very good dress. And Tayshia and Caitlin as well. I like the black. Like it's, their version of a suit, I guess.
Yeah,
It's like
they do such a good job when they are together of coordinating their outfits.
Yeah, they do.
And I thought tonight they were both so well coordinated. Like Caitlin had this little whatever her dress was had like the slit up the side kind of, and then Tayshia's also had a similar situation. They came
was
together
good.
as a packaged pair, and I liked it.
Nate is the first one out of the limos, so Michelle's probably feeling pretty excited. Like right off the bat, this tall man is coming out of the limo. He's very tall.
He's very
I
tall.
do think that I did not go back and check, but I'm pretty sure that he did have his height listed in his bio, and he is like 6'8". So
Did we get a I gotta see how tall Michelle is because she has to be tall, right? She's
yeah, but
pretty.
so they don't normally list their height. It's like Nate is an Adonis of a man. He's
Yeah.
6'8". Like that was
Michelle's
like written in his
5'9".
bio. Yeah, she's tall.
so she's a tall ass.
Well, I
bitch.
said I think they had to like it seemed like they did cast taller guys. All of them did seem
Totally.
like they were fairly tall. So Nate's out first, very handsome. There's not really much to say about I feel like he was so handsome and she was so excited that they didn't even really need to have like a substantial conversation.
No.
Did he make a joke?
He did, and it was something with his name, with Nate in it.
He said,
I forget what it is.
Oh shoot, he did say something like that. He was like, "Oh, something." It was a pun. He made
was
like
a pun.
based on his name.
Yeah.
Boy.
and it was cheesy. And he immediately was like, all right, like I'll see you inside. Like had to do it. He played it off well.
Yeah.
I think if any of the other guys had done it, I would have been like, oh God, so lame. But
Yeah.
it was cute, corny,
And
then
he's
he
tall.
just and he's tall. Yeah,
So
he's
that
tall.
helps.
So that cancels everything. Yeah, he's tall. He's handsome.
Correct.
He had earrings on.
Nate,
I
tall.
was into it.
He's cool.
Yeah,
He's cool. Yeah, he was
Very
very
cool.
cool. Gave off a very cool vibe.
Cute dog, like we said. He
Great
had a
dog.
Cute dog with him in his video package.
Yep.
Next was Romeo. He is mathematician from New York. He spoke in French. There's always one.
Always one.
Yeah.
No
There's
matter
always
what.
one. But he did say he is bilingual. But he's like, my name is Romeo. Has to make a Romeo and Juliet joke there. I want to critique it, right? But I just think that's where you have to go.
If
If your
name
name is Romeo,
It's
you're
true.
contractually obligated to make that
It's
joke
true.
if you are on The Bachelor.
No offense to all the Romeos out there, but that's not a name you can like. That's like not a name I would want to have in 2021.
I would
No.
never want that name. I think I would, if my name was Romeo, I'd go by like Rome or Roman or I don't know, Ro, something,
Right.
something
Yeah.
not Romeo. Because
Romeo
when
is-
you hear Romeo, I think based on like whenever anybody is being romantic at any time, it's like, all right, Romeo, like chill
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
Romeo. Like
Right.
it's kind of has like a negative vibe to
Right,
it.
it's like
as,
it's like saying Einstein.
yeah, like
all right,
exactly,
Einstein.
that.
I go to Lil Romeo, like my brain
Lil
goes to
Romeo.
Lil Romeo. Though.
Yeah, that's
That's
tough.
Masterpiece, son.
Yes, it is. Yes, Trent.
A B
Yes,
C.
it is.
Yeah.
It's easy. Okay.
Lil Romeo's great. He goes. I think he goes by regular Romeo now, right? Like he's
Right,
a,
'cause
he's a
grown
full
up
grown
now.
adult.
He's grown
yeah.
up now.
I think at one point he dropped the Lil.
actually was the host of
Oh yeah,
X on the Beach for a little bit
Yeah.
there.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if he still is, but
Who
the
knows?
last season I watched, he was the host of X on the Beach.
Oh, well, good for him. Cash
Yeah.
and checks.
Damn.
Lil Romeo, now known as Romeo.
Yeah,
But yes,
AKA
you're right.
Romeo.
The name Romeo is tough. I think the only thing you could do is make a Juliet joke, correct?
Yep.
What pissed me off about this is that he made the Romeo and Juliet joke in French first and then was like, sorry, my name's Romeo.
Yeah.
And that was a Romeo and Juliet joke in French.
Yeah.
It's like, stop.
No,
Just
thank
get
you.
out. Get out of my face.
No, thank you.
Hated it.
I like a man speaking to me in French in literally every instance besides a limo.
I could not agree more. I could not agree more. I love accents. I love when people speak other languages.
Yeah.
I think it's so exotic, so cute, so like,
because
ooh, I'm
it
in awe
just is
because I can't
always
speak any other language but
uncomfortable
English.
when the person who is the bachelor or the bachelorette has to be like, I'm sorry, well, now you have to tell me what you said in
Right,
English.
right.
Right.
So they have to just say it again in English.
Romeo's just showing off.
Yeah.
100% shown off. That would have been cool if Michelle could also, if she out of nowhere was like, oh, like voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Like,
I
Right.
would
back.
actually
Or like he-
love for that to happen
Yeah.
one time.
Or if like he had somehow found out that she studied
Yeah.
French in college, and then he's like, I'm gonna make a joke in French. Instead he was just like, I know
Yeah.
French and you don't.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then it's just a showboat situation.
Yeah.
Jack was next. He came in the white tuxedo, the white jacket. His name is Jack Russell, so he made a joke about that. And he had an eyebrow thing going on.
He had big time eyebrows.
Jack Russell.
Yeah, he was like, I'm Jack.
I don't think I can.
And my last name is Russell.
Are my eyebrows moving?
Your eyes are moving. Like you're just kind of opening and closing your eyes
That's that fresh
instead
ass Botox, babies.
of up and down.
I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I can't move my eyebrows up and down. I haven't tried until just now. That's not going.
They're moving
definitely
a
moving.
little bit, but it's really because your eyes are moving more.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. I can't.
Whoa!
I can't.
Don't strain yourself,
they're
Kelly. But just
They're not going anywhere.
all right, Clayton comes out next. We know he is our next bachelor, so we're
Clayton
watching
was a
him
letdown.
definitely in a different with a different lens here. But he makes a teacher joke. First one, he's got a long ruler. It's like, if I get in any trouble,
He-
it's old school.
Yeah, he was one of the offenders of making school teacher jokes, but for some reason it didn't piss me off. He's the only one that didn't. Piss
I know.
Me off.
Weirdly, I don't know if
I
it's
don't know
because
why.
he's the new bachelor and like I want to like him.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, like that was not as cringe as it could have been.
I also I liked the way he like moved around for it. He was like,
Right,
oh,
right,
oh.
right.
It just was silly. I don't
And
know.
he's just gargantuan.
Yeah, he's so big.
So huge.
He's so huge.
Big. But I like, it's weird. I like having the next bachelor on this season. Like I'm into it. I like watching,
Yeah.
like we're going to see his entire progression.
Well,
and just
Trent, we do
know.
always have the next bachelor.
No, I know.
on the season.
Yeah, that is.
That's
true.
why.
Just
yeah,
knowing beforehand.
that's the difference. Yeah. That was. I just like it. Because I'm cued in. I'm focused on him because what's he going to be like? And I do think I'm going to like him. I think he seems very nice, very charming. Maybe that'll change over the course of this season, the next one. But so far, I really like him.
I also kind of
seems
like it
likable.
because we don't have like we're all going in with a fresh set of eyes where it's like, oh, he's the next bachelor, so we all want to like him instead of like, oh, they're picking from somebody we all already know and are going to be pissed if some are picked and some aren't picked. It's like
Right.
fresh slate. We don't really know him, so let's get to know him and then
It
hope for
kind
the
of.
best.
It almost kind of stops us all from having an opinion on him.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, like too late. You have a problem with him? Too late.
Yeah,
He's already
too
the
late.
bachelor.
They
We're already
did
filming.
They took the debate away from us. Usually
Yeah,
it's
there
like
is
I
no
like
debate.
Michael A. and I like Andrew S. and I like this person. And they're like, no, you're going to try to like this
It's
person.
like, it's going to be this guy,
we-
so buckle up.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just get used to it.
Get on the bandwagon right now.
Exactly.
It's time. It's time.
Jamie is next. He got a little tongue tied. I think, you're nervous in the moment, but Michelle liked him. Like Michelle was like, ooh, like he's got swag. Like he caught my eye. So
yeah. What did he do?
um,
You
What
said
did he do?
Jamie?
Jamie,
Jamie. Who,
Oh,
I
and
don't know who that
beard.
is. Oh, he's got like salt and pepper a little bit.
sort of,
Did
but
he get
not
a rose?
really. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have no recollection
He's
of a
cute.
Jamie getting
He's got
out of a
good
limo.
hair, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Like I liked his salt and pepper look.
Definitely. We might be
Michelle's
talking
what?
about different people.
We might be. We'll figure it out.
He definitely
Right.
wasn't salt and pepper. Like he had dark hair.
Not like a lot of salt and pepper,
Okay.
but he had a little bit of gray.
Perhaps.
There is one guy that's very salt and pepper.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
And I don't think he
that's
got
the
a
one that
rose.
looks like Dax Shepard.
Oh,
Yes.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. That guy's cute, I think.
That's not
No?
Jamie.
All right, then I'm not
That's
thinking of
someone
Jamie.
else.
I'm thinking of somebody else.
Always tough on the
I don't
first
know who
night to
that
know
is.
who's who.
It is-
honestly,
it is always
It
tough.
It's just
certainly is.
they come rapid fire out of those limos, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Also a reminder, Michelle is 28.
28.
28. Yeah. So these guys are on the older
Everyone
end.
feels pretty age appropriate. Honestly.
Yeah, they do. They do.
There's a couple young guys. Like there's a couple that are younger, but not by not crazy. 25.
Who did you
26.
see? Yeah, that's why I think the youngest I saw was like 24 or
I think
25.
Spencer is young. I think
Yeah,
Spencer's
Spencer
like
is young.
25.
Spencer and maybe Brandon J. I think is young
Yeah.
too because they
Okay.
showed him 1,000 times.
So then we had Chris G come through, Malik, Alec, Will, Pardeep, Olu.
Olu was cute.
They were all. I mean, they were honestly like they went rapid fire, and each one was like, oh,
Yeah.
like it was. They were all nice. And then Chris S came out with the shorts off the school bus. This is when we get now the gimmicks are starting to roll in.
Right.
So he gets off the school bus and he's in the little shorts and the long knee socks, which once again schoolboy reference, but it's too early for me to see your knees.
It's too early for me to see your knees.
Yeah.
You're correct in that statement.
Yeah.
That's right.
Can I ask you guys a question?
I'm not ready to see
What
your knees.
what if it were The Bachelor and they were a teacher and all these girls showed up in like slutty schoolgirl outfits? What would you say? How would that what would you think about that?
Trent's like, that actually sounds pretty good.
yeah. Aesthetically, it makes more sense, right? Because that's
Yeah.
usually the thing. Like, oh, girls dress up like a schoolgirl, like
Yeah.
all those, like a lot of porn is like that, I guess. And
You know those websites.
You know those websites are like that.
Hearsay.
But yeah, I've never seen it myself. I just have heard about it. I think that that would look ridiculous, and I think that this man coming in on a school bus wearing schoolboy shorts and high socks, and I don't know if he had a backpack, but in my head I envisioned him with a backpack. I hope he didn't, but right now I'm envisioning it.
Yeah.
There
And
was a backpack.
I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate it. That's crazy to me.
There
That's
was a backpack.
That is weird. That's weird.
Now I will say, put it out there,
I'm with you.
Chris is a handsome guy.
He
Very
is.
handsome.
I do
very
think
handsome.
that he will be a part of this franchise for sure.
He's a bachelor and
I don't
Paradise
think
guy.
he's a winner, but he's a paradise guy 100%.
I think that's right.
With that jawline, he's going straight to paradise. I
Couldn't
would
agree
say.
more.
I can see it.
Yep. Garrett is the one who, he broke his foot. He's got a cane, but he's ready to go.
I like the broken foot guy. I know he didn't get a rose, but it's funny to me that he was like, I broke my foot right before I came here, but I still decided to come. I got this sweet cane. And then he, I that's like a go with the flow type of guy who's like, yeah, I broke my foot, but I'm still going to do that thing I was supposed to do.
For sure.
Didn't end up getting a rose, unfortunately. But.
He's upholding his responsibilities.
Not much to
Right.
say about
Ain't
Garrett.
nothing's gonna get in his way. He we had whatever thoughts on him. I think that I respect him for the cane situation. He didn't just show up with one of those like ugly ass canes. Like he got a cool cane
Right.
for his broken
He
foot.
clearly he shopped for that kid.
Yeah, he
was
definitely shopped for the cane.
He was a night wonder, and I knew it from the bio.
You've been saying that.
You have been.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. Then we have Casey, who was like doing the put your hands out, like the.
Oh, the
Oh,
slap
that game. Yeah.
He looked like a little bitch in that game.
I don't really know why, like, that's your
He was
choi-
like, here,
game of
play the
choice."
game. Here, put your hands.
Okay.
He's like, here, play the game. Like, ha ha ha. And she immediately
Right.
was like,
That's
he was
when,
like, oh,
well, that's when
immediately.
and that's when Caitlyn like spit out her wine. Like
Yeah,
she was like,
yeah,
"Oh, this
yeah.
is what is
It was
happening."
hysterical. Michelle took, she
This
was like,
is
I'm
what
not going
this
to let
guy's
you
doing.
win. Be flirty about this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win right now.
Okay, this makes sense because I didn't put this together before. Brandon K. He's the one that makes the Mardi Gras beads. Says, show me your kind of gestures to the chest area. She's like, oh, she gives him back the beads, and he's like, just want you to show me your heart. It was bad.
So bad. Just don't. Can that be a limo rule? Like, don't talk about titties yet.
Yeah, I
Like,
would say don't
talk-
open with "show me your boobs."
Yeah, don't do that.
I think that's a bad
No.
open.
Keep that in the back pocket for like maybe Fantasy Suite.
Yeah.
Or any other time than the very first time you meet this girl.
Don't have that be her first memory of you.
No. No.
Oh, that's the guy who put beads on my neck and wanted me to
And
flash
said
him.
and said, "Show me your boobs."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't get a rose.
No. He didn't get a rose. Well, he was never going to.
No.
Like, I mean, you can't.
That's a win for the franchise.
You can't.
Yeah. LT came out in a tuxedo Speedo. Way too much. This is the guy. He's also like his bio is yoga guru. Like, it's like, what do you do with your life, sir?
I hate him so
He's
much.
older too. I think 38.
38.
He's okay.
Yeah.
He's 38 years old.
38 years old.
Wearing a fucking
tuxedo
Speedo.
on. Yeah.
And loosely related to Clint Eastwood.
And
Clint
loosely related
Eastwood.
to Clint Eastwood's grandkid.
I hope Clint doesn't
clean this
see
up,
this.
Clint. Clean this up. You can't have this man running around talking about how he's your grandson. He didn't really say it. We just
Yeah.
saw it on Twitter. But still, I can't.
That is
that's
actually
disgusting.
real, folks. I know you
That is
might
real.
not believe because we didn't, but apparently he is related to Clint Eastwood.
He's absolutely related to him.
38.
So, do we think
38.
now if this is the 38-year-old, probably maybe one of the oldest in the bunch? I haven't seen all the ages, but do
Yeah,
we
I
think
know
that this
he is,
man
for sure.
who is just like coming out Speedo night one is just the new Kenny? He's just I'm Kenny now.
You
I'm the
know,
old
he
guy who can't keep
really
his
has
clothes
some
on.
pretty unbelievable thighs now that I'm looking at the picture,
I'm
like
sure
for
he does.
a while.
I'm sure he does.
Like,
Yeah, those are nice thighs. Those are big thighs.
They're
he
big
probably
thighs.
he does a lot of yoga.
You know what my first impression of him was though? Was him adjusting his balls inside
Yeah,
of that Speedo.
don't like it. You're
And
right.
I didn't
You're
wanna
right.
see
You're
that.
right.
Maybe wear
I didn't
tighter.
need it.
Just wear tighter pants. You don't have to go full
You're right.
Speedo.
Okay, Rick
Hated
comes
it.
in the
Table
the
guy.
Table head. Head on the
like
table.
the
push cart.
push cart room service
Mm-hmm.
with pull the lid off, boom, there's a head.
Mm-hmm.
The little classic trick.
Of course, yeah. Standard horror movie stuff.
He stays in
Spooky
that
season.
for a pretty decent amount of time, but
Yeah.
Not long enough.
it is tough.
Did he have to get
Don't
wheeled
like
around?
that at all.
I didn't quite.
He got wheeled, so
Yeah.
he had to go interrupt someone's time, or he was like trying to go talk to Michelle, and they had to have a couple guys wheel him in there,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I
which
thought.
was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
amazing.
That's very fun.
I love first night bits like that.
Yeah.
Ryan
Straight
showed
jacket.
up in an ice cream
Baby.
truck, which was weird because like there wasn't any ice cream.
It was like
wasn't
frozen. It was
a-
like icy. It was like frozen.
weird.
Frozen ice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was.
Did they eat ice cream?
Yeah. And he came up and they're like, he said, a lot of exotic flavors, and it was like tropical ice. Like it was just ices.
Weird.
Like that's all it was. What else do you call them? Right?
Snow cones.
It's like snow cone
Yeah.
kind of shit. Like basically the same thing. Italian
That's-
ice.
they've got-
Italian ice.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
That's what it was.
They got the syrup.
Yeah.
The syrups in there.
Basically,
We'll talk
that.
about Ryan. Rodney is
Apple guy.
Apple guy.
Apple guy.
He's wants to be the apple of her eye. I'm another one that's like, all right,
Whatever.
teacher, got
As
it.
far as teacher, puns or bits go, I think the apple is fair.
It's
The
the
Apple
cutest.
plays.
It's cute. Apple always plays because that goes right to the teacher. Doesn't really involve the kids. I'll also say something though about our guy Rodney. If you're gonna show up as an apple, you got to at least know some apples. Like
Right, I
He
was
got
gonna
that
say
wrong.
He got
it
that
was
wrong.
very funny as she asked him what kind of apple he was, and he said Granny Smith, and he was in the only green apple. He's in a red apple shirt, costume, whatever you want to call it. And she was later in the night. She was like, you didn't tell me a red apple, right?
like not a single red apple. And also
Yeah.
too, the fact that Michelle just like rattled off 30 types of apples immediately. Like how was he supposed to know
Yep.
that she would know every apple on earth? Like
Yep.
that's just
He was also.
gotta be prepared for that.
He was also probably just. He showed up in a suit and they handed him an apple costume and he was like, "All right, I guess I got to be the apple guy."
that's true. That's true. But then one person, red delicious.
Yeah,
Something.
anything but Granny Smith.
Yeah,
Mac-
I really don't know
Macintosh.
also how you don't throw out Red Delicious in that scenario.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm a
Or
Red
just Macintosh.
Delicious.
Macintosh apple. It's Apple Steve
Yeah,
Jobs.
but if you're trying to like
can't
make
think
it,
of- I guess.
You guys know
yeah,
more
Red
apples.
Delicious.
Yeah,
You guys know more apples than I do.
I've been apple picking a couple times.
How many apple kinds can you name right now?
I got Macintosh, Red
Okay.
Delicious,
Fuji. I said
Fuji.
that one,
Yeah, you
right?
said Fuji before.
Granny Smith.
Granny
Well, yeah.
Smith. Well,
What?
You cheated. That's what Rodney said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
what did Michelle say? She was like,
Noah's out of
something-
it and literally not listening.
She was
to
like
us talk.
ambrosia.
He just heard name an apple and said Granny Smith.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Rodney.
Welcome to the party.
yeah.
Honey Crisp.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's one. That's
Yeah,
probably
she
one
said
that I
that.
would have said.
Honey Crisp.
Michelle honestly named a lot.
She
and I
named
can't
so many.
remember, but
Ambrosia?
she named a lot.
Did she say
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Is that
she
real?
named a lot.
I guess that's what an ambrosia salad is, huh? I never thought about that before.
All right, moving on to pizza. Peter is our pizzapreneur.
Oh, this was the worst entrance of the night.
Yeah, so
Easily.
So this is my Peter impression of him. He's got the dough and he goes, "Buongiorno, principessa."
And he said it like that too.
He
And
did.
then just
He
threw the
added,
dough
like,
onto the
so
ground.
many
the
syllables.
Buongiorno, principessa. Like he's got this bad Italian voice.
And then proceeded to throw the dough onto the ground.
He threw it.
He threw it so high in the
That
air, there
dough?
was no way it was coming down. It went flying across the driveway.
He was like a pretty big guy, right? If I'm thinking
Yeah.
right, he wasn't like a small guy. And he came in, he had it like in his hands, like he was gonna just throw it up for a second. He used every muscle in his entire body. It was just like,
Yeah.
and then just
Oh,
flung it to
and
the side.
just, it went flying.
It splattered all over the ground, literally like it fell out of a paint can. Like I don't even
Yeah.
know how it splattered like that. Like
Yeah.
it was
Not great
gross.
dough.
right. And it's like,
was gross.
What was he gonna do with that dough? Right? Like,
don't
where was
know.
that? Like,
Was he going to have Michelle try to do it?
yeah, maybe.
Who knows? Did he freak out
yeah.
about that? I don't even think I realized that. Was
No,
he like, oh no? Or
he was
just
like, I
continued
just
on?
came in and just started
He was
talking
a
about
tornado.
pizza.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
was a tornado and
Yeah,
just
he
headed
was,
right
he
towards
was
us.
a lot. I hated it.
Daniel comes in. He's a firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
He's on this little teeny toy fire truck. It's cute. Like, it's like beep beep. Here I come.
Wearing
I'm
his fire
I'm a big,
clothes. I'm a big boy. Here I
Yeah,
am,
yeah,
being a young kid
firefighter,
trying to get your
and, yeah.
affection again. Fucking freaks, all these guys.
and he gets out, and it's like, oh, here he goes. He called her a smoke show. I'm pretty sure, right? And then, of course, as soon as he goes in, a real big fire truck comes rolling in. The producers had to do this, right? They're like, all right, we got 2 firefighters on this season. Let's really play this up. Real fire truck comes in. PJ comes out.
PJ.
PJ
PJ mopped
is a
the
good
floor
looking
with Daniel.
guy.
Mopped the floor with
really.
Daniel,
Like they were
unfortunately.
just like PJ's older than Daniel as well. It just kind of seems like he came out and it was just like, yeah, I'm a real firefighter.
that was really tough to watch. That was I was saying before, the Daniel having to come out on that tiny thing, like wearing his firefighter clothes, like really I am a firefighter, and like making silly jokes, whatever, going back with all the guys, standing around in all of his gear, which I already think is like a little embarrassing. Then we have this big honking truck come in. This suave ass man comes out in his suit,
Suave.
and he's like, "Hey, I'm PJ." Like,
Yeah.
just chill as fuck, so cool. Daniel in the background was like, "Oh man, oh man."
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally how he was
Yeah.
saying,
That is.
how he was acting.
Oh, like the real truck.
Oh man, just freaking out.
Yeah.
What would you do if that was you? You came in, you're like, I have this cute little intro that the producer says is a good idea, and you just get screwed like that.
I think I'd leave.
I think I would leave
Just like,
too.
I mean, and especially if the other guy's PJ.
Right.
PJ he's a man. He's good
so
looking.
cool.
He seems very cool.
He seems
we
very
don't,
cool.
I don't even know if we heard him speak.
Probably not.
After
just
the
for a
entrance,
second.
probably
Yeah.
not.
I don't think
And
we- I don't know
I
if we
have him
did.
right now as my winner.
Yeah, literally. That entrance.
Seriously.
He, I think, had the best entrance, and I think it was because of
The setup.
Daniel's entrance right before.
Yeah.
Did Daniel get a rose?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We're
Oh, that would just
gonna
be
have to wait.
so much salt in the,
The
wound.
suspense is gonna live until we get to the end of this recap,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
we'll okay.
We'll find out.
All right, Brandon J comes in on a bed, gimmicky, hated it. We don't have to talk about that for too much.
Despised.
Spencer comes in, dribbling basketballs. Brian comes in, NFL player as well, who I must say seems like he has actually the most legitimate NFL career of maybe anyone NFL player that's been on the show. If you Jesse Palmer, whatever, but
Jordan Rogers,
the last few
Cole-
Clay
years,
Harbor.
last few
Clay Harbor,
years at
Clay
least.
Harbor. How can I forget? Of course, you would never forget about Clay.
No,
Tyler
I'll never
Cameron.
forget about him.
Tyler Cameron. Oh yeah, didn't he?
Tyler
Where did
Cameron.
he play?
Tyler Cameron was on a
Briefly.
practice squad for a hot sec.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
I don't
forgot
remember
about
that.
that. I forgot about that. I don't. He
Or
doesn't mention that often. I
tryout
wonder
or
why.
something. Yeah, it's,
I
it's
didn't
in his book.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
course.
Okay.
Trent could say he was on a practice squad. I would believe that. Like, I feel
Oh
like
yeah, that's true.
I'll start saying that.
Start saying it. Why not?
Okay, I was on
What
practice squad.
what's
Bills.
Brian's deal with like where was he? How was he the most legitimate? What's his career? I'm curious.
He played like the last 5 years. It looks like he maybe just stopped playing.
Who'd he
He's
play
in
for?
Kansas City
Oh.
for a few years, Chicago.
Did you say he has a ring?
So Gia said that someone said that in the
Wait,
comments on the
don't
YouTube,
get-
but I don't think so.
You don't get a ring if you're on a practice squad. I
No,
don't
no,
think.
no. We're talking about
Brian.
Brian, who was a
Oh,
you got to
legit?
keep up here. We're talking about
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you next episode.
We're talking about
Actually, I
we're
also-
talking about Brian, who it does seem like this guy actually has a legitimate like he played
I could be wrong.
was
I
on a
think-
roster.
I could be wrong, but you might get a ring if you're on the practice squad. I think the whole organization gets a ring.
Everybody
I
gets
wouldn't
a
be
ring.
surprised because like everyone in the
Like the custodial
building,
staff,
yeah,
like
exactly.
gets a
Yeah.
ring. Like it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
I think that's
whole thing.
specific to like certain. Like I know the Red Sox do that. Like certain teams do that where like they give everyone.
Okay.
I don't think it's like a general thing that
It's not a rule.
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
It's not a rule.
Well, Kansas City, that's pretty.
I do think a lot.
recent.
I do think a lot of teams do it though.
Like the whole like janitors, like anyone who
No,
works in the building.
maybe not everyone, but I know like when the Eagles won, like a lot of people
Goes
got
further
rings.
than you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So shut your mouth, Noah.
Yeah, I'm
Jamari
turning my mic on.
Jamari came through. He took his sleeves off of his suit, which we were just distracted by his voice, so we
Huge.
really weren't paying attention to that.
I paid attention because his arms were out of control.
They
I
were,
was like,
but
woohoo.
his voice, and it's a shame that he did not end up getting a rose because
that
I want to hear
sucks.
more of that voice. He needs to get like voice work. It's one of the
Yeah.
deepest voices I've ever heard.
Maybe he'll end up on it. Maybe he's a Paradise guy.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Ripping
Edward
his
did
sleeves
the sound bath thing.
Hated it.
Did not let Leroy, very cute. Leroy just had like a little Polaroid camera, took a picture. I like that.
That is adorable.
Sweet, really
That's
cute.
a really good idea.
That's an
Yeah.
Because
amazing
then
idea.
when he was showing off the pictures later in the episode, I
Yeah.
was thinking like that's going to be amazing if he ends up winning.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Truly.
You know that I'm doing that right now? I have a weird disposable camera that was given to me in like a PR package. I keep it in my purse all the time.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I'm like, and I'm going to, whenever it'll be years probably until I remember that it's there and
Right.
finish it.
Actual like old like photos are
Yeah.
cool. Hank will walk around with an old
Hank's-
camera
Yeah,
and
he
takes
does.
pictures
Yeah.
and he'll put them up and they're just like
They look awesome.
they look very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Martin does a backflip, and then Joe comes in. She's like, "You look really familiar." That's because she has spoken to him before. He walks away. She's like, "Oh my god, like I slid into your DMs. Is your last name Coleman?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, okay, so clearly they're going to talk about this, but this was not expected. But it was like these two had to have known each other.
Right.
We're going through the bio. It's like
Graduated same year.
graduated same year, basketball players,
Minneapolis.
Same
like,
area.
Come on, like there has to be some connection between these two at some point. So we will get into that. That is the last of the limo entrances, and we're gonna break down what exactly happened with the Ryan note situation right after this. Are you looking for maybe a little extra cash? Perhaps you're in school, you're in college, and you know everybody's hungry. College kids are the hungriest of them all. They're wanting food delivered right to their door. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but becoming a Dasher with DoorDash is a no-brainer when you know how easily it can fit into college life. With Dash, you can make money whenever and wherever you want. It's all on your terms. Sign up for the most flexible gig on campus and see how DoorDash can help you deliver your best semester yet. Work when you want and not when you don't. Unlike a full-time job, when and where you work is totally up to you. Earn on your own terms. Earn for an hour, a weekend, or throughout the week. No boss, no uniform, no set shift schedule. It's an easy way to fund your fun at school, earn as you go, plus earn extra with available promotions, get paid the same day as you work, earn with the best #1 food and drink app where they're in over 7,000 cities and counting. If you don't have a car, don't worry about it. Bike, scooter, shoes, walking, whatever it is. See how DoorDash can help you deliver your best semester yet. Sign up at DoorDash.com/dash-course. Become a Dasher and work when it works for you. That's DoorDash.com/dash-course. Become a Dasher and make money on your time. One more time. Sign up at DoorDash.com/dash-course. At the beginning, Caitlin and Tayshia were going through the guys' stuff, going through the rooms, and something they've never done before, and here they are doing it now.
Yes, all of a sudden.
Ooh, wonder why. Ryan, for background, claimed that he, once Caitlin and Tayshia told Michelle what they found of all these notes that he was planning his time on the show, notes on Michelle, notes on do's and don'ts, and there was we all saw one part that was who you should emulate. It was Jason Tartick. It was it had the whole list of all these people. But it does kind of seem like I did see one screenshot of like a zoom in of some of the other papers, and like one was definitely an email. Like definitely some of it was stuff that maybe producers give you like when you show up.
Right.
But there was a lot more to it, and of course they showed the outside of the folder, and the Bachelorette was spelled wrong, which was
It was
a tough look.
Bachelorette.
Bachelorette.
Right? Bachelorette. Yeah.
And so they find this. They tell Michelle. Michelle confronts Ryan. He says it's like, first he tries to talk himself out of it, and then he's like, oh, no, you know, I've never seen the show. Just trying to prep as much as I can. My friend's wife actually made this for me. It was just, I don't know, he was really trying to dig himself out of a hole. And we know that this guy, like, it's almost like this guy, I think, was in it so much for the clout that he probably agreed to be set up like this.
Do you think, Fran, I think the
Not
exact,
set up like
almost
this,
the
but I
exact
do
opposite.
think that he came in with these notes knowing that like maybe they were going to be used in some way, because he was on Bachelor Live on Stage, which was, if you don't know, they did like a live Bachelor in different cities. It was hosted by Ben and Becca, and they would pick a local guy, put him on stage, 20 eligible men or women, and have like a one night Bachelor type experience. This guy was on that, and you can't tell me that you never watched that show and then would agree to do that on stage. Like, there's no way this guy wasn't in it for the clout. I think you're crazy.
That to me, the Bachelor on Stage thing, I think is a totally different game, because what if that guy just went with his friends and they were like, go up on stage? Like, it's not like I don't think they selected people ahead of time. Did they?
Yes, they do.
I thought that was like a from the audience make connections thing.
No, they would pick them and they would like announce who it's going to be.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Because that is,
But still.
I say what you're going to say because that the Bachelor Live on Stage definitely hurts your case, but everything else, I think there might be a little bit more to it.
You're right. That does hurt my case, and I'm a little less familiar with that Bachelor Live thing than I thought I was. But so I think that this guy Ryan, just based on how he was talking and how he was acting, he doesn't seem like someone who does really know about the show. It seems like he did need these notes to like know what the fuck he was doing, and maybe was thinking like, I just need to stay alive long enough to like be myself, I guess. Like I feel
but
like,
can't you also see that as maybe he didn't know a lot about the show and he was prepping so hard because all he wanted to do was go far on television?
Yes, I think that, but for some reason I don't think he just doesn't strike me as a guy, to be honest, that's like smart enough to do that. Like, I think that's what I'm trying to get at here. Is I think this guy might be an idiot. I think that he just might be stupid.
Well, it really does stem from the fact that there was multiple grammatical errors in what we saw, and the Bachelor was spelled wrong.
Besides his like, we talked about his hair, how his hair is like, it was very coiffed, it was very TV ready. Like, we understand that's one thing, but I do think that this guy is like socially awkward and needed all these notes to like keep his shit together. Like, I think honestly he probably sat down, like probably drinking wine with his friend and his wife, and they're writing all these notes, and she's probably spewing, she's like, this is my chance, my husband's friend is going on this show, and here's my chance to divulge all the knowledge I've known. It's like if someone calls me up and it's like, Kelly, I'm going on The Bachelor, what should I do? I'd be like, let me give you some fucking notes. Like, I would love to do that. So I think that makes sense. And I also think that maybe she's talking, he's writing it down. I don't think for some reason that those notes were like malicious. You shouldn't bring them with you. Yes, you're right. I think the notes also are fucking weird. I want that on record. I think it's creepy and strange.
Right. It's just weird.
I want that on record. I think it's weird to do, but I don't think something about it to me feels like he didn't do this strictly for clout. I think that he literally needed them to like even be on the show. Like, I'm such a fish out of water. Like, I need these notes. I don't know. He didn't seem like a dickhead, you know? Even when he came out of the limo though, and he was talking to her, if he had those notes and he was trying to like work the game,
really planned. Like, he just seemed like everything he said felt so rehearsed.
He did plan it.
It seemed planned and rehearsed, but I wonder if he like needs to plan and rehearse because he's like awkward and weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
It did sort of play out in the way that we talked about on this show, or Cutting Stems, where we said, what if somebody from Reddit got onto the show and tried to play the game and try to get really far and get as much clout as they could? I tend to sort of lean with Fran because it does just seem like, I don't know, it all seemed like he was doing it for clout.
Yeah.
But that's what you said was something that I hadn't thought about before, and it could be right. But
the only reason I say that, anybody else doing this, I think would have a different attitude, and I would think, of course, they're doing it for clout. For some reason, something about it.
It's
Like,
just
he just
the
didn't
notes
seem like
of like what you need to do that don't have to do with Michelle. Like, it's one thing if it was all the notes were about Michelle and like, then it's like, okay, yeah, you're planning on how you can get to know this girl as much as possible.
Yeah.
But when it's like about just the show,
how do
it's
I
like,
not be the villain?
Okay, yeah, like it's
Right.
like, okay, so you're really just trying to go far on the show and not turn into a bad guy or however you want to see it. So anyway, look, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I don't think we're ever really going to talk about this guy before because Michelle, it was like, absolutely not. Michelle was weirded out by it. She's like, you're going home, sent home.
It was too weird. It was too weird to do.
Yeah, it was too weird for her also. So
too weird. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I have one more thing to say, like in his defense.
There
about
is like
talking about other people. Like I feel like he just.
You do.
I don't know. Keep thinking. Keep saying.
You do get. You're able to show more of yourself the later the show goes.
For sure.
Like right now, it's chaos.
Right.
Where you get 2 minutes and it's like, oh yeah, I sort of have a connection with that person. And Michelle's guys are just walking in and out. If you make it far enough, it does switch to where it gets more serious and you are able to like express yourself more and sort of maybe have a better connection. So maybe that's what his goal was. Like, get through all this. Don't be the villain because the villain gets eliminated early.
Yes.
Don't be this. Don't be that. Because if you become those things that they're able to edit you into, then you just fall off by the wayside and you don't get to the part where it can turn into a real relationship.
Right. And kind of going off that, these people, I always think about it like, especially this guy, for some reason, just something about him. They go onto TV. They've never been on TV before. They've never done anything really like showy before. People panic about like getting canceled for real. People don't want to be painted in a bad light. Maybe this guy was like panicked about kind of like you said, looking bad potentially, like doing whatever, or I don't know. But I don't know about this guy.
I think you're giving this guy way too much.
I think I'm sure that I am.
Credit.
I probably am.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know why I'm like, I got by this guy. Like,
you did.
Nobody else did. Everybody was like, ew, get this man out of here. Like, he's for clout. He's this, he's that. I felt like it was all of that was like too embarrassing, I think, to have hanging around for it to have been like, and too damning for it to have been a plan to get to the end just to win for clout. Like, that's crazy. To have written out notes. It just seems so stupid that it has to be just because he's stupid. Like, it can't be, I don't know. Something in my head is telling me. I wish I could call him up right now and ask him where his head was.
I think it was for clout.
Yeah.
You think those are your official stances?
I think so, but I like the thought experiment of what else it could be.
Yeah. I'm still 50-50 on it.
Okay.
I think I'm probably wrong and it's for clout. But, you know.
It's an interesting way to
It's
think about
always good to open up a discussion around the round table,
Yes, it
oval
is.
table. Okay. Joe and Michelle had, the first actual, like, real conversation of a season pretty early on because they do have some kind of relationship. Michelle cleared it up. She had DM'd him. They had gone back and forth a couple times, and then he had appeared to have ghosted her. That's what it seems like. And he told her that, during that time, there's a lot going on in his life. In Minneapolis, the George Floyd murder had just happened, and he was dealing with a lot of anxiety and said, I wasn't in a place to have any kind of relationship or anything like that. She was like, okay, I absolutely hear you and understand that. But like, you could have said, I'm not in the place right now for something. And how do you know going forward, you're not going to have those kinds of like shutdowns again? And he's like, well, I've been going to therapy and taking care of myself more. So it was really a nice conversation. And it does feel like perhaps it did give a little bit of clarity to Michelle about how she felt about Joe coming on. Because right away it's like, oh, do you immediately send this guy home because you already know him? And is it something you even want to pursue? Because, yeah, he did ghost me, like, and all of a sudden he's here on my season of The Bachelorette. Like, what are you doing here? What are your intentions? But it does seem like he gave her some kind of clarity because he did get to stay.
Yeah, I think if they can get through this early on, quote unquote, rough patch, I think they can. I think Joe will go very far.
Yeah,
and maybe even the trailers are leading me on to that a little bit, the teaser trailers. But if they can sort of get through this, they obviously were DMing originally, had some sort of connection, and then Joe went away. But I think if they can get through this, I think he'll make it probably to the final but maybe even the
Yeah.
final 4. I think he'll go very far.
He does seem like he might be going far. I think that that
Because it just like on paper makes sense, right? Like,
right, it does
live
make
in
sense.
the
They
same
live close to
city.
each other,
They have
similar-
so many similar hobbies. Like,
the only
it all makes
thing
sense.
I have about that is it might be too close to home. Like,
Right,
I don't know
right.
if Michelle is like so much of a homebody. Like,
But this
do
is
we
the
know
thing.
that
Like,
about
she
her?
definitely doesn't want to leave Minneapolis. Like,
No, that's true.
You
She
know,
loves her job. She
I think
loves her job.
she's pretty.
Teachers
Yeah.
stay put. Teachers
yeah,
stay put.
exactly. Like, I don't know if she has any desire to like really.
Yeah.
But-
I think it was great of Michelle to ask that question you just said, that like, how do I know you're not going to do this again? That's
Yeah.
a fantastic
Yeah.
question, especially in that situation. Amazing by her.
Yeah.
You guys have been saying it. I'm now saying it. I didn't listen to the interview yet. She's a no bullshit kind of girl.
Yeah.
Love that from her. I do think that it's like a little bit close to home, whatever. I also think it's interesting and in their favor that they were DMing before Michelle went to film Matt's season. So
Right.
he was DMing with her. Maybe it fell off out of the wayside. Then she went to go record and be on Matt's season. It is a little bit like she's on TV now, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
wondering.
Now
but
you're
I
gonna
do
come
think
on TV.
he doesn't seem. He's another one. I don't know why I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm my scope.
You are
for,
really
for
giving
clout
these
chasers
guys.
is not.
Yeah, you're
usually
just
I'm like,
oh,
everyone's
look
a
at all
clout
these
clout
good
chaser.
guys on TV.
I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Like
Group of good guys.
I'm so quick to talk shit, but for some reason I'm like, I don't know these guys. He seems like he does genuinely like her, and maybe he did kind of like forget about that, and now he's doing better, and he's like, oh, you know what? Like, this happenstance. Here I am, and nope, I got on the show, and we're talking now, and it just, you know, maybe it's meant to be.
Could be.
Could be.
You never know.
Nate got the first impression rose, which honestly, not a surprise. I feel like he got that rose as soon as he walked out of the
minute.
car, like the first guy to arrive. And I
was
think
just so
he
cool.
really did make the first impression. He does just seem so cool, and he also got vulnerable with her pretty quickly, which I think she really liked, and they got to talk. They, got to share a kiss for her first kiss of the season.
First one. Only one of the night.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that really meant something to her, and it's hard not to pick Nate immediately as a favorite early on.
Yeah,
Cool.
right? Tall. Yeah, he's
Earrings.
tall, cool. Came out. He seemed
Yeah.
very confident, but not in an arrogant way, which I appreciate. I think
Right.
that guys, especially coming out of the limo,
Tall, but not talking about how tall he is.
right? Exactly.
Thomas.
Whenever guys come, Thomas. Whenever they come out of the limo, they have a hard time either choosing confidence or like humility or quirky, like whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
A lot of guys fall into that confidence that like turns into arrogance a little bit, and they're kind of like puffing their chest up, and it to me is like cringy. I think that he did a great job of being like, hey, I'm just cool. I'm Nate, blah, blah, blah. Gave his cute little pun, was like, whatever. I'll see you inside. And it was just a flawless entrance. Well-deserved first impression, I would say.
Yeah, it was vulnerable. He was a little
Yeah.
sort of like he thought he was going on a tangent, but Michelle actually appreciated it. So he made all the right moves, and he deserved the first impression rose.
Yep.
Definitely. The rose ceremony was at the crack of dawn. Birds are chirping. Everyone's like, it's early. Caitlin had tweeted like 7 or 8 a.m. Very early.
That was crazy. Crazy.
So just to go through the names of everyone who was safe and got a rose, it was Jamie, Leroy, Martin, Spencer, Rick, Clayton, Peter, PJ, Malik, Romeo, Daniel, Brandon J, Will, Chris S, Rodney, Alec, Pardeep, Chris G, Casey, Olu, LT, and Joe, which meant that Brandon K, the Mardi Gras guy,
Yep.
Jamari, sad.
Sad.
We're sad about that one.
Mistake.
Just
I really
solely
am.
from the voice.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that was a
Seriously.
mistake.
Jack Russell joke didn't play, I guess.
We like breezed past him a little bit. I thought that he seemed sweet. I also
Yeah.
think he was like a weirdo, like very
Yeah.
strange, probably a little whatever. I think that he was a sweetie.
And Garrett, Edward, and Brian. Those were the last 3. Garrett, like I said, he was a night 1 guy. And Brian,
foot.
I'm sad about. Like I said, it was a big guy. Maybe
This
the
is a
biggest
football
guy.
player?
He was a football player.
Okay.
Who didn't really get a chance, but
No.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see him later on or something of that nature. But there we are, guys. That wraps it up for night 1 of The Bachelorette. We have a whole preview. Honestly, nothing like wild
No.
out of the season preview. It looks like we might get a little like this guy seems like an actor. I don't know if it seemed like they were talking about Nate. Maybe it's someone else. And then also, I'm guessing there's going to be some of the guys looking into the Michelle Joe connection.
Yeah.
Would be my
Right.
guess. He's like, ooh, like, do they know each other already?
In the previews, they're all ganging up on that one guy. I have no idea what his name is. He looks younger.
I don't know.
Fuck.
There's no shot.
I don't know.
I'll
I don't
be
know
able
who
to
he
tell
is.
you
But
that
they
right
were
now.
there's somebody that they're all ganging up on at some point, and it seems like he's in a lot of frames and everybody's yelling at him. I'm not sure who it is.
It looks like there's two guys that are feuding at some
Somebody's
point.
jacket gets thrown into the pool.
Yeah. It's like the guy
Will
whose jacket
was
gets thrown
involved
into the
with
pool.
that, and I don't remember whoever the other one was, but
yeah.
we're excited. We're ready for Michelle to find love, and we'll wait to make, like we said, to make some predictions. We'll get to know these
I gotta
guys a
learn
little
these
bit
names.
more.
Yeah, me
exactly.
too. Gotta learn the
We
names.
gotta really get to know them a little bit better. But that wraps it up for our night one recap. Thank you both for joining me this evening. It is late and we're tired, so thank you all for joining me, and thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for having us.